You're watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
OfferLogix has made large waves in the industry throughout the past few years with their partnerships and seamless car buying experience. So on today's show, we're getting an update from the Executive Vice President and General Manager of OfferLogix, Mr. Aaron Bickart, who you have seen on our channel before. So Aaron, thank you so much for joining us once again on the show.
Hey, Jim, it's always a pleasure coming here and meeting with you. And you always ask me some great questions, and we're looking to give you a great update at what's going on at OfferLogix.
Good. The industry is changing at such a fast pace. I know I've said that a number of times from this seat, but it's true. I mean, it's dealers are trying to get their hands around all of the changes, and so are all of the vendors out there. One of them, of course, leading the way, and one of the entities, I should say, is the finance arm. So that's a part that you play a big role in. So now that OfferLogix has partnered with many industry-leading agencies such as Equifax and Zappyride and VinQ and Matador AI, what unique solution sets will this provide, for vendors, moving forward?
Yeah, great question. Well, first of all, the industry is changing at light speed, and innovation is key to our success here at OfferLogix.
Yeah.
One of the big things is partnering with the right partner, like Matador, Zappyride, Equifax, VinQ, and some others that we have partnered with over the last 12 to 18 months. But the big thing is these partners need to be able to power their tier 3 dealers with a seamless integration. And what I mean by seamless integration is something that's completely transparent, something that's completely frictionless, and also at the same time able to provide these partners and not be able to go to all these different sources to get the data.
Right.
And what we're providing here at OfferLogix is a complete seamless integration not only through Equifax, which is providing all our soft credit pools, but also to provide that information through Zappyride with all the EV federal tax credits, state tax credits, as well as utility credits as well. So what we're trying to do here at OfferLogix is to provide a one-stop shop for our vendors and be able to provide that one-stop shop so it's a seamless, frictionless, and transparent integration to the tier 3 dealers.
Yeah. In last month's episode, we covered electric vehicles and the evolution of this surge. Now that you've released your all-new electric vehicle API, what has been the overall response from vendors and how can it benefit them?
Well, that's a great question, because immediately when we got that, I'm not going to mention the partner or a future partner. They're actually not a partner of ours currently today.
Okay.
I received an email and a text message from one of the product managers and asking this one question: how did you get that data? Where did you get that data? And so I said right back, I said, well, let's hop on a call and see if there's any synergies between us.
Sure.
And we got on a call and we went over the data. We showed them the API, and they could not believe it that it was all done by household income, by battery, by all the 23 different American made EV vehicles in the United States. And we are now forming a partnership, and hopefully they're live by NADA of 2023 in Dallas.
Wow, fantastic. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So how does OfferLogix and its suite of products, I should say, create a seamless car buying experience for its consumers?
Yeah, great question, Jim. I mean, like I said from the very beginning, if you think about what we're doing here at OfferLogix, is we're trying to make a one-stop shop. So anything that has to do with a lease or finance calculation, we're trying to bring it in-house. So the problem that comes around is all these ad agencies are there, these marketing companies, these digital retailing companies, desking companies, they all have to partner with all these different vendors, data providers. And they have to be able to take that information in and ingest it and be able to do all the development work. What we're trying to do is eliminate all the development work on their behalf and be able to do all the development on our side and be able to make it a seamless API that's automatically appended all the way across from lease to finance calculations with EV tax credits. And of course, everyone qualifies different for, based on their FICO score, with Equifax. And that makes it so much more seamless and quicker and more efficient for the vendors that we want to make sure that we become the one-stop shop. And the other big thing that we also want to mention is a lot of these data partners that we partner with too, they all charge a minimum. So all of a sudden, let's just say I'm an XYZ vendor, and I have to partner with one vendor, and they say, okay, well, that's a $5,000 minimum. Okay, now I got to partner with an inventory provider. That's a $2,000 minimum. And then another one, $5,000. What we're trying to say was, you don't have to worry about the minimums. Just come to us. We will provide you with all the data, and it'll be completely seamless by you using our
Wow,
API.
that's a huge offering. I mean,
Yeah, and then this way you can save a lot of money out from going to market.
Right.
And we're able to provide a seamless API to all our vendors.
Sure. So, sitting where you sit, and it's in a unique situation because you're dealing with so much data and information. What's the biggest takeaway or recommendation you could give to dealers or vendors and OEM manufacturers today?
Well, my biggest takeaway is if you want to do it yourself, you're going to have a long haul because it's a massive development project, integrating all the different data providers. The other piece is support. Imagine providing all the lease and finance calculations, and they're very complex, from tiers to LTVs to max caps to mini caps to residuals to ALGs, whatever it is. I mean, it's a very complex solution. And math equation, depending on the rebates. And developing that yourself is almost impossible. I'm not saying it is not possible,
right?
But save it to the boutique players that are out there. And there's only a couple of us that actually do it right. That makes it 100% transactional. And we need to make sure that what we're providing to our vendors and then our vendors providing to tier 3 are completely transactional and completely frictionless and transparent, so that way the dealerships can offer the ultimate customer experience at the end of the day.
Yeah, gotcha. When Ford came out recently, in the last, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and mentioned or came out and said, hey, our Ford stores are going to have to make a decision here, and that is if they want to sell EVs, they're going to have to abide by 5 different rules. One of them was to have a digital experience and also have a home delivery. It looks like the OEM now is trying to push more of that sales experience or that process online for the consumer, because I think in large part the consumer has said that's where they want to meet either the OEM or the dealer in this case. And has that kind of stirred things up for dealers to say, whoa, we got to get online with here, whether it be a Ford dealer or otherwise, because that seems to be the future of the industry. When you've got the consumer wanting that, and you've got the OEMs that want to bring that process online for a multitude of different reasons, it seems as though the future is here, and dealers better get on board, right?
Yeah, well, I think you're hitting it on the head. I think the online experience, the digital experience, the home deliveries, everything that the OEMs are mandating, for dealerships, and you're going to hear other OEMs coming out with mandation too.
Yeah.
I think, but the problem is the accountability, at the dealership level. I think a lot of dealers think they're already doing have great digital experiences. A lot of them think they do great home experiences. They have great customer experiences too as well.
Sure.
But reality is, how are they going to mandate it to make sure it's happening? And we all know today, Jim, that 94% or 96% of us are all online anyways, searching for a new vehicle or a new vehicle or doing some type of research or whatever it is. Right. We're already online. So how do you take the keyboard to keyboard experience to the belly to belly experience? That's what I call it. Keyboard to keyboard, to belly to belly experience. They used to call it, keyboard to keyboard, ear to ear, and then to belly experience. So now a lot of people don't answer phones anymore. They don't, text message is larger. So I think you're hitting it on the head. But it has definitely, I'm going to say this to you, Jim, and I don't normally say this publicly, COVID has actually spearheaded our business. I mean, we have taken off like a rocket. Yeah. I think as OEM mandate these for their dealers, it's just going to take us to the next level too as well. And I've always told you, Jim, we're only 1% there, and we've still got 99% more to go.
Yeah, that's right. I had one dealer that said to me, this was early on. He said, COVID, I think, will prove to be one of the best things that's happened to retail automotive in the last 50 years. Now, certainly out of all respect for those that we lost during COVID and the terrible situation that it did cause, in retail automotive, it forced every dealer and OEM alike to really take a hard look at their operation and say, how can we do this better? And to your point, there were a lot of great things that came out of it. I hate to say it because it sounds weird to put that in the same sentence as COVID, but at the end of the day, that's the reality. It's much like a friend of mine, or is a restaurant owner. He said, I never knew I could have a takeout business. He said, now I have an dining room business, and I have a takeout business because of COVID. So there's a number of other businesses that have experienced a similar situation, kind of that COVID effect, without it, hurting you health-wise, but which is a good thing that the auto industry did take a close look at itself and say, hey, how can we provide a better sales and purchase experience for our consumers? That will now be with us well beyond COVID, right?
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, COVID was definitely a catalyst to a lot of different things, and restaurants, even online retailers, brick and mortar retailers.
That's right.
They all have changed, and we've all changed as individuals. I mean, just look at your own individual experiences every single day.
That's right.
I'm gonna give you an example. Right after this interview, a friend of mine wants to go out to lunch, and he's like, and he already emailed me, because let's order ahead of time. That way, when we're sitting there, we don't have to wait 15 to 20 minutes for them to make it.
That's right.
So I've never done that before. So I was like, okay, I guess you don't want to talk to me. I guess you don't want to be the extra hour. But but people are becoming more efficient with their time.
They are
doing more research. But COVID was definitely a major catalyst for the whole world.
It was.
And one of the big things that I took out of COVID was to become an entrepreneurial person, where innovation is key.
That's right.
And we keep innovating here at OfferLogix, and we want to make sure that whatever we're bringing to the market always has to do at least in finance payments, because at the end of the day, 90 to 94% of us all finance our vehicles or lease our vehicles, and we all want to know what we can lease or buy a car for. That's
right. And it's got to be, to your point, we've talked about this before, it's got to be penny perfect. It's got to be, you've got to count on that number. It can't, we've talked about it before, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but dealers, you can no longer, we are not in the business of saying, yeah, it'll be about $300 a month, and then the customer comes in and it's $400 a month or $390. And to us in the industry, we're like, yeah, no big deal, $90 a month, it's $3 a day. Those days are over. They're beyond us. They're, with Amazon out there and so many other great retailers that say it's going to be $304.42. Okay, they come into that dealership, it's got to be $304.42. Can't be $304.45, because consumers will go, well, it's 3 cents less about an hour ago. And to us in the industry that have been in it a long time, shake our head and say, this is a completely new normal where, you can't just round up anymore with consumers, and say, yeah, you're around $250 a month, And I'm sure that some of those scenarios still exist, but that's not the future of the industry. And the OEMs don't want that. The OEMs are demanding, Ford leading the way, to say, no, whatever we tell the consumer online is exactly what the dealer has got to live up to. And now I think they're putting it in writing to say, if Mr. or Mrs. Dealer, you don't live up to that number, you're going to have a problem as one of our retailers, because it's not going to be tolerated that we say, the car is going to be, $600 a month or whatever it is, and you come in and it's $695 a month. Consumers are going to go, we're not playing that game. So
exactly. I mean, not only the retailers or the OEMs are going to get frustrated with the dealer.
That's right.
But then their Google reviews and all the reviews are going to get frustrated, and they're going to lose clients that way.
That's right.
And that's why at OfferLogix, like you said, we offer penny perfect payments as well as credit perfect payments.
Right.
So there's no one that offers both in the industry, and we're the only ones that come to market with that unique unique proposition.
Sure.
And we're enjoying life here, Jim, and we always love being on CBT. And
well, we love having you on here with us. So give us your outlook for the close of the year. We're just now we're just a couple of months away from January 1st. Do you think we're going to close strong for 2022?
Well, I think the automobile industry is slowing down a little bit. I think interest rates are higher.
Yeah.
A lot higher than they were 7, 8 months ago.
Right.
There's not really a lot of subvented rates out there right now. There are some. You're also seeing a lot of OEMs now coming out with rebates and incentives.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now. Yeah, I've seen that.
Buick, Chrysler, they're all coming out with rebates and incentives. Inventory is starting to come back, so now you're seeing dealerships starting to discount things a little bit more. So I think the outlook looks fine. I don't think they're going to hit the record-breaking SAR that they thought they were going to, but I think the numbers will be there. But I think next year we'll see what happens over the next few months. With the elections and the midterms and stuff, what happens there?
Yeah, that will be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron Bickart, Executive Vice President, General Manager of OfferLogix. Thank you so much for joining us once again on CBT News. Always great catching up with you and getting your take on the industry, kind of a state of the industry report. But we appreciate it very much, and best of luck to you here as you close out the year. And I'm sure we're going to hearing from
thank
you
you
again.
for always having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think we're going on almost 2 years straight now.
I know.
So it's a
I know.
thing.
Let's keep it up in 2023.
Yep.
So,
2023, here we come, full steam ahead.
that's right. That's right.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.